I do think that XRP will appreciate before the Clarity Act gets passed, which I've stated many times. But alongside that, they have done a remarkup of it. I've seen the full thing. We sit on the digital chamber, and so they're nice enough to share that stuff with us a little bit prior to when it goes out to the public. And it looks like they have come to some pretty fair compromises on everything as far as, the DeFi legislation and the ability to continue to hold your stuff in cold wallets and participate in the ecosystem that way. They provided some guidance and rails around what it's going to look like to participate in DeFi with AML and KYC. And then in addition to that, people are going to have to do all those things to move their assets into institutional custodians. One of the conversations that we've had recently talked about, KYC and AML, and they will only take assets from other recognized parties. They won't even take assets in from a cold wallet. So, with all that being said, I do think that these large institutions, many people, and myself included, have wanted to be able to participate with a Fidelity or a Schwab or, all of the big players out there to be able to custody your assets and generate a return very safely on those. At Digital Wealth Partners, we continue to push those conversations forward. And I do think that we will likely be first to market with those products for XRP. We're also first to market for the Bitcoin product. If you guys didn't hear me, last week talk about that, we are starting off with Fidelity, custodying assets there, and 2Prime running a strategy that has never liquidated collateral over the last 5 years. Those that put in Bitcoin in 2020 are up 38%. They have 38% more Bitcoin today than they did when they started. So if you put in 100 Bitcoin in 2020 into the strategy, you would now have 138 Bitcoin today here in 2026. So if that's interesting to you, if you have, over $500,000 worth of Bitcoin and you want to be able to hold it in institutional custody at Fidelity, and you want to be able to, generate roughly 1% a month on average is their average return over there, you can reach out to Digital Wealth Partners and they can have that conversation. It is for accredited people only on that deal. And a lot of these products and solutions that we're bringing to market do meet that criteria. We are a regulated, financial institution, and therefore have to meet all those obligations and reporting requirements and all that stuff. So all that being said, if you do meet that criteria, you do have that much Bitcoin, and